everybody. Today is Saturday. It is very, very early. It is still dark outside. But I have a lot to do today. And if I wanted to be able to get that done along with filming, then I had to get up super early. And I thought since I'm up this early, I might as well bring you along as I get ready, even though it may take me the entire time to get this moisturizer out of this bottle. Just going to take my L'Oreal serum. No, it's just hyaluronic acid. My skin has been so dry. I need both hydration and moisturization, if I'm being honest. I did go to Target and pick up some new skincare products, so subscribe, that way you'll be able to see when I do my updated skincare routine. I'm trying some products I've never tried before. I'm not going to do eyebrows today. I've just been in a funk with my eyebrows a little bit. I haven't really liked the way they've been looking, so I'm just going to leave them alone. Now that I've prepped the skin, I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Gripping Primer. I absolutely love this. I've pretty much been using this exclusively, other than occasionally bringing out that NYX Marshmallow Primer. I have to say I really like that one as well. But when I really need my makeup to last, really need it to stay, Gripping Primer is the way to go. I mean, look at this. That's insane. So I mentioned I have a lot to do today. I actually need to go to Sam's. I've been wanting to get a Sam's membership for a while now. And right now, at the time that I'm filming this, they're actually doing their memberships for $10, which is $48 off because of their 40th anniversary. So I need to go and get signed up for that today. And then also there's supposed to be some sort of like, I guess, like a block yard sale. You know what I mean? There's this really large subdivision, and there a lot of the houses in there are coming together to have one huge yard sale. So my mom and sister wanted to go to that, so I figured I would go. The thing is, we're all riding together, and they want to be over there by 8 o'clock. So again, it's why I am here this early on a Saturday. I'm first going to go in with my e.l.f. Halo Glow. This is in the shade 1. And I'm just going to put this one everywhere. Might be an unpopular opinion, but I do think that you can get a little too much of this. You can be a little too glowy. I find the best brush that I like to use is this e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. I feel like it is dense enough that it will blend this, because I tried with my fingers and that was a no-go. I tried a few other brushes and they just weren't, I guess, strong enough. And I find this e.l.f. one, it holds its own. It can really blend it out. No problem. Now I'm going to go in, same product, but in the shade 6, and kind of use that to bronze my face. You remember the old days when you were using cream products, bronzers, and highlighters before you applied your foundation? That's what I'm doing. I'm going to be layering this. One of the main reasons is because I'm using this e.l.f. I'm using this Covergirl Foundation, and it is way too light. So I'm going to probably look like I'm going overboard with this one, but don't worry. I'm going to be putting stuff over it. And again, it's one that is too light. So hopefully, theory is they'll even each other out. But on this, you do not need a lot at all. That right there may look like there's nothing. Trust me, it's enough. Now, it's the same brush, it's just a newer one. So again, that e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. Now watch this. Watch. You see this little bit of product? Watch how far it'll go. You see that? That one little dab will be plenty. Now this may be where you really notice it. Now when I'm bronzing my forehead, I don't just take it here around the perimeter. I like to kind of go right about where the arch of my eyebrow is and bring it down a little bit, just to kind of separate my forehead from this kind of side temple area. So we have that on. It may look like a little much. Don't worry. Again, we're going to be putting stuff over this. It won't be an issue. So as I mentioned, I am going to use this CoverGirl Outlast Extreme Wear Foundation. I have this one in the shade 802 Golden Ivory. Let me just be upfront with you. There's nothing golden about this. it is straight up white, which is why I'm going to have to mix it in with another one. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking like a ghost, and I actually have to wear this makeup today. So I'm mixing it with the Revlon Age Defying Foundation in the shade 10 Bare Buff. I'm actually going to put this one on first by itself. That way you can see, and then I'll come back and put a few drops of this one. It's already looking white. And I guess I should have known by the packaging, because looking at it here, yeah, it looks really white, but you live and you learn. You see how light that is? Now I know we have this bronzer going on, but that's still just way too light. So I'm going to go in with a few drops of the Revlon. And as I'm sitting here doing this, I'm realizing that I have not done my under eye. I'm going to try and skip that area a little bit. I'm also looking ghostly. I have to go in with more Revlon. So if you wanted to see the coverage of this Covergirl Foundation, then you can see I've kind of totally canceled out that e.l.f. contour a little bit. There's some remnants, but it's kind of taking that over. Today's just a mess. It's early. Anyway, we're going to keep going. So I'm going to take my Maybelline corrector. It's the brightener, the one that's pink, that's going viral on TikTok, that everyone is talking about. We're going to blend that out. And for that, I use this Expert Concealer brush from Real Techniques. Now, since that is a corrector and not necessarily a concealer, I am going to go over it with my Eye Bright from Makeup Revolution. I'm going to blend that in with this Moda brush. It's their Angle Shader brush. Before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes. I like to do my eyes first. Kind of got ahead of myself today, so I want to pause and do that. I'm going to be using this Flower Beauty palette, the Sugar Rush palette. I actually have not used this in a while. Before I do get into this palette though, I need something to kind of just put down as a base, just to make everything blend a little easier. So I'm going to go into this Wet n Wild palette and Walking on Eggshells and just use this lightest shade here. I'm going to get a large fluffy brush and just sweep that over the entire lid area. Easy and simple enough. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is take this shade right here and kind of put that in the crease to begin with. And this is actually where this brush came from, this blending brush from this palette. I love this brush. I've been using it ever since I got it. So while I haven't necessarily been using the palette, I've been using the brush, no doubt. I just want to put this in the crease, blend it out. Now let me know if you have any tips for doing your eyes. I feel like since I am right-handed, my right eye always comes out so much nicer than the left. I mean, every now and then the left will look nicer, but I just feel like I have so much more control when doing the right eye. So that blended nicely. Don't be afraid of these shadows. They are pigmented, but they blend really easily, so I don't think you need to be scared of them. Now I'm going to take my e.l.f. Professional Eyeshadow Brush. I have had this brush forever. I actually think this is the second one. And I'm going to go into this shade right here and put that all over the lid. I'm sorry if you have to see the ugly backside of this mirror, but without my glasses, I cannot see. I'm trying to use this mirror in front of me and it's too far away. I can't see it. Do look at that pigmentation. Come on now. Look at that pigmentation. I hadn't been using this palette, and then I started pulling it out because it seems like purple is really coming in this year for eyeshadows. So I pulled this one out. I've been using it a few times now. And next, I think I want to do something with these purples. Because when I was swatching them just now, they looked really nice. I'm going to go back in with this lighter matte shade and just kind of blend that into the crease. Get rid of some of these harsh lines here. Do see a little bit of fallout from that shimmery shade on the lid, but that should be easy enough to swipe away. This is why I like to do my eyeshadow first. This is concealer. We could have just cleaned this up, but we'll just have to work with what we did, with what I did. Okay, so again, going in with that matte shade, blending into the crease. All right, I'm going to go back to the Walking on Eggshells palette and use that lightest shade again. I feel like I really need to clean up the edges a little bit. So I'm going to take this Moda crease brush, go into that lightest shade, and just clean all of this up. Get rid of some of those harsh lines. Clean up those edges. And get control of things a little bit. Now I want to try something here. I don't know if this is going to work. This second shade here is really, really pretty, but it's a topper. As you can see, it's got a little bit of chunkiness to it. I want to see what it looks like over the entire lid. Please, let's hope that this doesn't mess up the whole look. So from what I can see, I don't have the best eyesight right now. I think it looks nice. I think it kind of gives it a little bit of extra something, just a little bit of oomph. For the moment, that's going to be the eyes. We'll come back later and do the under eye. But for the moment, we're going to call the eyes good. Getting back to the face, I do want to go in with just a little bit more of this Revlon. Although right now it doesn't look as stark as it did earlier. I just want to give just a little bit of color back to my face. If you're curious about this Covergirl foundation, other than it not being a shade match for me, then make sure that you are subscribed, because I will do a dedicated video to that one. There's a lot I have to say about it other than just the shade. Now for powder. I'm going to use my number 7 in the shade Light just under the eyes to set that area. And for that, I'm going to use the Real Techniques contour brush. I've never used this brush for contour. I've always used it for the under eye and my nose. And now for the rest of the face, I'm actually going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Powder Foundation. I have not used this one in so long. I've been using my e.l.f. Camo, but I kind of wanted to use this one again. I remember really, really liking it. So I want to go back to it for just a minute. Do the nose as well as the rest of my face. Now I'm having kind of a crisis here with my hair. I worked so hard on my hair, getting it healthy again after having COVID, and it fell out and I had to chop it all off. It's just starting to grow back, but now my curl pattern is all out of whack. I'm sitting here looking, and this right side is not as curly as the left side, and it is driving me insane. Now that we are powdered, I'm going to go ahead and put on a little bit of fixing spray. This is the Catrice Prime and Fine. Shake this one up. It has glitter particles in it. Alright, for bronzer, we're going to use the Nars Laguna. This is their mini version. As you can see by all these nasty fingerprints, I've been using this one quite a lot. I actually really like it. To apply this one, I'm going to be using the Moda Angle Kabuki. I really like this brush for bronzer. Again, another thing, being right-handed, I feel like the left side of my face never looks like the right side with this. I feel like I have to be a little bit more precise with the left side. With the right side, I just go ham and it turns out. But the left side, I feel like I can't do that. So again, with this, kind of angle that brush a little bit right there on the arch of the eyebrow. Kind of turn it sideways a little bit. At least that's what I like to do. That way I don't have just a stark line going around my face. So we've got a little bit of color back. Another product that I haven't used in a while, but I've recently pulled it back out, is this Milani Blush in Blossom Time Rose. The rose blushes are really pretty, I have to say. This one is kind of a pink with a gold shimmer on it. Really, really pretty. I've skipped another step. Hang on. We got to go back and do the nose. Have the brushes sitting right in front of me. That's the only saving grace. I have the brushes right in front of me. Okay, so for that, I just use this raw color all over eyeshadow brush to apply. And then this one from Eco Tools is their skin perfecting brush to blend that out. And now we can get back to the blush. Now for blush, I really like to use this Eco Tools bronze brush. The Duo Fiber brush. I do not use it for bronzing. I absolutely love it for blush. It's this really large brush. That kind of gives us that flushed, fresh, spring pink look to the face. And again, it already kind of looks like you got highlight on because of that shimmer that is in there. Now I plan to use this Revolution Pro Skin Finish Radiance highlighter. And I like the glow of it. Here's my issue though. It's cool tone. So when I put it on my face, it looks white. I don't really think that's the most flattering highlighter shade for my skin tone. And see, here it looks kind of champagne. That's really weird because there it looks champagne. But let me show you. Let me put it on the face. That is another Moda brush. It's going to be the Highlight and Glow brush. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but here's the swatch where it looks champagne on my skin in the lighting. I've even done this without the lighting that I have on. And to me, it just looks so cool toned. It doesn't come through champagne. So that swatch really surprises me. But I really like the glow. You can tell the difference from side to side. I have it on this side. You can see the glow. That is really strange. Be curious to see what it looks like when I go back to edit this. See if you can notice anything. See here on the nose, I feel like that's a lot. Oh, it looks like a lot. But I feel like I have a white strip on my nose. Maybe saying more because you do. But again, to me, it doesn't look like the swatch. Now, I did say that we were going to go back to the eyes. So let's do that before I completely forget. So, I think what I want to do, I think when I use this darker shade, I don't want to put the shimmery shade on my bottom lid. So let's try that. Let's put this darkest shade first and then kind of blend it out with this lighter pink. Now to do this, I'm going to use this small angled brush from e.l.f. to get this darkest shade and kind of apply that the way that you would liner on the bottom. And then I'm going to take this Moda brush, their smudger brush, pick up this lighter pink here to blend that out. The way I like to do my under eye is to first take it horizontally to apply that shade, go over it just a little, and then flip it. That way your brush is more vertical and drag it that way. I feel like that is the way that I get the best blend. There's our under eye. We have that blended out. That's all I'm going to do for the under eye. I actually do not use eyeliner anymore, and I do not put mascara on the bottom lashes. I haven't done that in forever. I am going to spray my face one last time with the Catrice again. The lashes, I'm going to be using the Tartlette tubing mascara. I do plan on doing a full dedicated video to this one. So again, if you're interested, subscribe so you can see when that one goes live. But I'm just going to apply this one really quickly. One thing I have to say about these shades of eyeshadow, I feel, especially up close, they make my eyes very noticeable that they're hazel. I've always been told that I have brown eyes, but it's very clear that if you really look at them up close, they're hazel with a blue ring around them. The sun has started to come up. I think we might actually get out of here on time. Y'all see how close I was holding that mirror. I'm not lying when I tell you that without my glasses I cannot see. I can't wear contacts. They dry out my eyes so bad. I've tried so many different brands, versions. They just do not work for me. I want LASIK so much, but that is expensive. All right, I've had a little bit of fallout, so I'm just going to clean that up really quick. We're almost done. And of course, here at the end is when I realized I didn't put any kind of balm on my lips. So I'm going to really quickly put this Neutrogena Hydro Boost Sleeping Mask just to give them a little bit of something. Now, I don't know how this combo is going to work. I want to try it out because I want a nude lip, but yet I want something that matches the face, just a little bit of pinkiness. For the lip liner, I'm going to go in with the Milani Color Statement in 03 Nude. We're going to just line the lips and maybe even fill them in a little bit. Of course, a little too much of that sleeping mask. I blocked that off. Alright, and then for the lipstick, I'm going to use this Essence Semi Matte in the shade 12 Loyal. So we have kind of that nude with just a little hint of pinkiness to it, almost like more of like a dusty rose kind of pink, not anything like the eyes. So I think that looks nice. I need to finish doing my hair, get dressed, of course, and head out. I think I might actually be able to head out for the day on time. So thank you for spending the day with me, getting ready on this early Saturday morning. Make sure that you are subscribed. That way you can be here for all of my future videos. I hope to see you there. Bye.